ETH, start with 1 hour chart. Just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if you refer to my last analysis, we discussed about this one can turn to flat and for one more drop. And as what we will explain, this is what we get. And even in my last analysis, I mentioned since we had the small correction, we mentioned if the prices start to drop, we just let it go. And we discuss how we can look for next trade. For me, I didn't get any trade for sell because the way was dropping. It didn't give me any trade set up for sell unless any one trade based on lower time frame, 15 minutes. All right. No one see what's the next. But as what we will explain and what we will discuss, we are expecting the price to drop, and this is what we get. Now there is no more changes if we refer to our analysis. All right. And because whatever happens is within this correction. No, the only question is again, just we repeat whether this is the start of the reversal or we are expecting this one turn to flat for one more drop. And this is the best option I'm looking for before we get the reversal, because I explained that if this one turn to flat for one more drop, mostly at least based on low forward chart, we can look for the divergence. Then it can give us better confirmation to look for trade rather than the price reverse from here. Because for me, I believe the price is going to reverse from here. It reverses a corrective move before we get the continuation as a short move. That's why maybe we cannot get a really good trade setup and a really good confirmation. Then we can expect, even we can expect this one turn to a more complex correction. Then the best option I'm looking for, if we get one more drop, at least with the breakout of the previous low, then following by divergence, then from there we take the trade for buy. Anyway, there is no more changes, and if we mention if there is a one more drop, at least we can expect the price with the breakout of 2880. We can expect at least the price to retest 2610. All right. And if I move to forward chart, as we can see, the price drop and almost it couldn't break 2880. Now I want to see how we can look at this one, because we mentioned if this one turned to a flat, simply we can expect to get one more drop. This is what we get for sure. If there is a continuation breakout of 2880, then any reversal from there, we can get a really good trade setup. But the only thing is whether this one can we expect to get the correction and breakout, or the price can reverse from here. All right. Anyway, any trade within this correction we consider as a short-term trade, and mostly we are more interested to look for buy rather than sell. There is no much changes again. And if I move to 1 hour chart, you want to see how we can look for trade. All right. As we can see, the only ways, if the prices start to give us a deeper correction from here, the only way is to put our entry below this, and we wait for the price drop as a short move with the stop loss at least below the top, and with the breakout of this low, which is somewhere around 2740, we start to manage, right? Because if there is a breakout of 2740, then the next level we can expect is 2640, right? Then we need to consider in terms of the risk and reward, whether we want to take this trade or not. All right. Then it depends on the traders. Okay. And as I mentioned, if anyone wants to look for certain, if we see the correction as another few hours, the only way is to put our entry below the correction. We won't sell within the correction. And if we get any reversal following by sharp move flag, we will take the trade for buy with the stop loss below this and the target somewhere around here. Maybe we can put our stop loss somewhere below this. If we see the continuation, then we adjust it, we put here. All right. We are more interested to look for buy. Even if we put our stop loss here, in terms of the risk and reward, it can give us better trade. All right. But as I mentioned, for me, I'm more interested to look for buy, and I prefer this one turn to a correction, give me one more drop, then before I take the buy. This is what I prefer. But it doesn't mean that if the price reverse from here, we cannot look for buy. But the only thing is whether we can get the trade set up for buy or not. All right. Now, how we can look at this, whether we want to put this one as a tree wave or this one as a tree wave. The only thing is if we put our line here, if we zoom in, the price couldn't break the previous low. Okay, then how we want to look at this one? Okay, but as first stage, we have been looking to look put this one. The correct way, if we want to put this one, we put as a three waves as a flat and relative to this. Okay, but what I'm thinking, I mean, what I'm going to do, I'm considering this one to put in relative to this and this one as a 3-wave internally. All right. It doesn't matter which way we're looking for. Either we get this wave or not. This is the 3-wave we got. Then if the price give us one more drop, be the breakout of the previous low, we can consider this one as the last wave. But if the prices start to reverse from here, then this is what we get as a first correction, third, and this one turn to a second wave as a 1, 2, 3 bigger picture. All right. This is the reasons why we need to look at the chart differently. All right. Because if we get one move up, then we can consider this one as a flat. All right. Now, we don't see the clear picture which way we are going to look at this, but at this times, we consider this one. With the consideration, this is the one is going to retest the previous low. That's why if we see the correction from here, then we can expect to get one more drop. How deep it can go, we need to see the breakout of this. If the price couldn't break this low, then we need to look at the chart differently. Okay, but we mentioned if you want to look for trade, how we can go. If this one turned to a correction, the price consolidate another few hours, we put our stop entry below this and we wait for one more drop as a sharp move, not the corrective move. And if it doesn't move in our direction within the first or maximum second hours, we are not going to keep the trade because in terms of the risk and reward, it doesn't give us really good trade. And if we see any reversal as a sharp move flag, we take the trade and with the breakout of 3170, we start to manage. If there is a breakout of 3170, the next level we can look for is 3280. With the breakout of this level, the next level is 3430. And what we're expecting, this one can turn to a more complex correction. How do we going to look at the chart is we don't need to confirm right now because we see the changes. We need to see what we get here, whether the breakout or the reversal. That's why any trade is a short term, and we try to look for trade setup for buy as a short term. The reason is, as I mentioned, if this one turned to more complex correction, we can expect the price to reverse as a corrective move before we get the continuation as a short move. All right. Even if this one turns to a more complex correction, even maybe we don't get the one more drop with the breakout of the previous low. That's why if we get any opportunity for buy, we will take it as a short term. Why short term? Because we know about the second option, we can expect that when the price give us one more drop. All right. We don't need to make it very confused. I mean, we don't need to make ourselves very confused. The only thing is, we mentioned the only things the way is how to look for trade from here. Just now explain. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.